Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Let me. I thought I would be able to do this with music in the background, but I guess that's not gonna work. I have to hear myself. All right. Yeah. So today I'll be looking at mcp.run. I looked at the MCP uh thing a couple of weeks back, I think. And since then, I like keep seeing people talking about MCB everywhere. Uh, let me switch the layout a little bit here. Let's see, all right, this might be a little bit better. Yeah, this one's the right one. So, so everyone is talking about MCP lately, and I've seen MCP.run before, but I um, never actually checked it out. So that's what I'll be doing today. But just to recap, mostly for myself, and like if anyone is watching and it's not familiar with MCP yet. So, MCP, Model Context Protocol, I think. Protocol. So, what does it do? So, the way that I explained it is so let's say you have an app, your AI app, whatever you want to call it, right? And this app is making calls to an LLM. Let me do this. I don't know why I have it this way. There you go. So it's making calls to an LLM, whatever that LLM is. It doesn't really matter, right? So, so let's say you do you send a query or a prompt that says, "What's the weather? What's the weather? Right? Weather in oops, weather in Seattle." Right. So the LLM is not going to be able to answer that necessarily. It'll answer it in some way, but it doesn't know, right? It doesn't have access to. I have no clue, right? It doesn't have access to anything like no external data or anything, right? So let's say there's an API here. It's got a weather API, right? So there's a weather API. LLM cannot make the call, right? The model cannot make calls. Let's do a big red X here. Cannot make calls, right? So there's this thing called function calling, tool calling, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a feature that allows it doesn't allow the LLM to call a function, but it basically allows the client, the app, right? So let's say this is not what I wanted. Not what I wanted either. So this is the client, right? The client app. Let's do this in blue, right? There we go. Right? So the LLM cannot make the calls. However, the client can make the call, right? So how is this solved, right? So what happens is with the call, with the prompt, what's the weather in Seattle? The client also sends information about the functions it has access to and or the functions it can execute or call. So let's say it looks, I'm making this stuff up here, right? The syntax at least, right? But you can imagine being something like tools or functions, whatever. And let's say weather API. There's a tool called weather API, and it has an endpoint call, let's say method, right? Is get. I'm making this up, but just so you get an idea, right? And then the pad would be get weather, right? And then args would be, let's say you do city, right? For example, just to simplify it, right? And there can be multiple tools that the client app is sending over, right? So it sends this over to the LLM, right? The LLM knows about this tools that are being sent over, and it's like, okay, so let me figure out if based on the prompt, the query that the user sent, if I could call any of the tools. And if I could call them, let me figure out what the argument values are, right? And what is the actual like method and path and whatever I want to call. And let's return that back to the user, right? So let's actually make it this way. Might be better because there will be multiple calls here, right? So let's do it like this, right? There you go. So this is the first one, right? The response that the LLM sends back to the user, it's something like here, and paraphrasing, of course. Hey, call the weather API. Like, let's do it. Weather API, city equals Seattle, right? So the LLM is telling the client application, hey, I figured out that there's an API of the tools that you sent with you, like with your request. I want you to run this specific tool, right? Call this specific API, right? And then send me the response back, right? So what happens is the uh, the app gets that response. It knows that this is all structured, by the way, right? It's a structured response. So it gets back that response. And then what it can do is, well, the app knows, right, how to call the API. Not just knows, but it can call the API or the API and that way, right? So it makes the call, right? I'm just going to say, what do we call it? Oh, get weather, right? So it's get weather. And then this one knows to call get weather, right? Get weather Seattle, right? There you go. So it knows how to call this and it sends back the response. Let's say, let's fix this here. This one, right? Yes. So it calls to get weather, and then the API is going to return the actual weather, right? I don't know what's out here. Let's say it's 60 Fahrenheit, whatever, right? So it returns that, and then the app will make another call with the tool call result, right? With this result back to the LLM, right? Is going to say, again, making this stuff up, right? This call was 60F, right? This was the result. Or actually, it's just well, this is an identifier, but let's say this is the result it sends back. And then lastly, the LLM will respond with the weather, the temperature, right? The temperature in Seattle is 60 Fahrenheit, right? So this is how this is solved, right? Now, what this means is with okay, weather is just an example. You can have multiple other tools, right? So let's say I'm just going to copy paste this, and then we'll try to show what the problem here might be, right? So that's the weather, right? But you could have multiple apps or multiple like internal, external, doesn't matter what the API is, right? API 1, API 2, right? You can have many of these, and you typically do, right? So the app, where is it? There it is. And by the way, if I'm getting something wrong, let me know. But this is how I understand it. So, right, the app can then go and call all these different APIs, right? And these different APIs means that there's different interfaces, right? Because these APIs are different, right? All right, so enter MCP. So what MCP allows the client to do is, let me see, I hope let's copy paste this one. So what MCP does, and it's basically this thing here on the right side stays more or less the same, right? It's more or less the same. But what it does here on the left side, so let's do this. And we'll do the What is the MCP color? Is it blue? I don't know. Let's say that it is, right? MCP. So what it does is, and I'll remove this, it allows you to have this unified interface, right, in front of any APIs, external APIs, right? So it's basically these are implemented on this side, right? So let's put it this way. Let's actually copy this, make it a little bit. Oh, nice. That looks good. So this one implements the MCP server, right? Because they're exposing the tools, right? These different things are exposing the tools, right? And then this guy here, my app, let me clean this up. Too many arrows. There you go. And we'll say this is the MCP server. I think I'm getting the terminology right? The MCP server. And then how do we, whoops, not like that. How do we depict this? Like this, maybe, right? Something like that. Right, basically going to each one of these. The idea here is that if the server side implements the MCP and you, the client side, know how to, like you only have one interface, like your app has only one interface that it needs to call in order to talk to any MCP server out there, right? Could be Weather API, could be GitHub, could be Stripe. Doesn't really matter what it is, right? As long as they implement the MCP protocol, right? So there's things like get tools. I think it's get or list tools. I don't remember, right? This guy knows how to call it, right? So what I could do is I have the MCP. I know there's an MCP server at API weather.com. There isn't. I'm making stuff up. Oh, maybe it's going to be MCP or weather.api or whatever it is, right? So I know I can call to this and I know I'll get back the list of tools that this API exposes. And once I have that list of tools, I can just include it here, right? But it doesn't necessarily do anything on this side. So there's a, at least not from the tools perspective. There is a concept I think of. They have the ability to do prompts and resources. However, last time I did it, I didn't look into it too much. But I've been primarily playing with this for like from the tools side or using the tools portion of it, right? And the nice thing is like all the description of all the like APIs, all the functions, all the arguments, et cetera, et cetera. This is all done by the actual experts, right? So if I'm at Stripe, I'm supposedly an expert for how the Stripe API looks like, how to call it, how the different arguments are described, et cetera, right? So as a client, someone who's working on an app, I don't want to be describing like Stripe or GitHub APIs and tools in such a way that the LLM will understand it, right? Like I could just, why not me just consume it from here and then use it, right? All right, so this was short 15-minute introduction on the MCP. So now let's take a look at what the mcp.run is and see how that works. All right, so ship your code to agents, models, and apps. So host, discover, publish, and manage modal context protocol. There's just a link to the spec. Servlets for LLMs plus agents. All right. So I'm just going to go, I think I signed up at some point, but I didn't go through it. But let's go through the getting started and see what this is. So MCP is a registry of AI tools that can be developed by anyone and used inside any AI application. And these tools give AI models and applications the capability to actually understand and affect the world in real time. So once you create an account, You can install and configure tools from the registry into named bundles we called profiles. You only need to do this once, and you configure tool, and your configure tools will follow you to any AI application you can connect it to mcp.run. All right. Okay, so let's see. So we need an account. I signed in at some point. Let me just see if. Wait. Oh, this is just taking me. Sign in. I think I signed in with GitHub. Yep, there you go. All right. So I'm signed in. So there's something called tasks. Okay. I'll read through the docs before I go and explore that, because typically I get stuck with something, and then it's like, oh, it was just like the next line in the documentation. If I could have just read it, you know. All right. So in order to, it's important to understand who you are and what you wish to accomplish. Okay. So tasks. So this is what I have on the right side there. If you want an easy way to use MCP run tools to automate your work, we recommend looking at tasks. Tasks are reusable prompts that can be executed. Let me switch to, there you go. That can be executed here directly on the site, I'm assuming, or from external applications. They run on their infrastructure. They use the servlets provided in the associated profile. Servlets always reminds me of Java for some reason. So once created, tasks can be triggered via HTTP, allowing you to integrate LLM capabilities anywhere in your agents, applications, and workflows. All right, so read more about them in the task section. So let's go there. So working with tasks. So let's do a tutorial. There was a tutorial there. Blue Sky. Oh, actually, let me go through that one. So I was talking to Steve from MCP Run, and he mentioned there's an example. Oh, this is just an example of a servlet. Okay, I don't know what a servlet is yet, so let's try and going through this one. Okay, Telegram, Blue Sky. I'm assuming both of them require accounts, but let's see one. Telegram bot that can integrate using MCP's run task. You learn how to set up a bot that can process messages and use MCP servlets to enhance. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna read through it and then see how I can like test it out without actually like doing Telegram and stuff. So configure the Telegram. All right, so this is all okay. This is all Telegram, I'm assuming. Install the configure the URL webhook task. Oh, okay. So I can expose like tasks allow me to expose stuff. So let's do that one. Register prompts. Okay, with a suite of installed servlets and trigger them on demand. Trigger a tool using LLM from your web chat, handle a webhook, periodically schedule a smart assistant, etc. So with tasks, the prompt is the program. Prompts carry out instructions and intelligently, right? Use tools that are provided from their assigned program. Okay, so the prompt may contain, for instance, with a payload of shape, you could refer to, okay, mustache thing. Task is inherited in tools installed to your profile. Okay. Servlets run by, I'm missing like an image that would describe like the relationship between all these things. We'll migrate to, okay, cookie header, create a task. All right, so there's an API to actually create the things and then to trigger them. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so I have the account. Do I need to install? Okay. Okay. Once you find a servlet you'll install. Oh, okay. So this is the list of servlets here. So let's find something that's it's simple enough. Oh, there you go. It looks like I clicked on this one at some point. So QR code generator. So use this servlet to generate a PNG of a QR code based on some data. You can also hit this. Okay. So QR code and parameters. Okay. So let's install this. Oh, I thought I'm already signed in. No. All right. Let's sign in again. Okay. So I have one profile. Install as QR dash code. Okay. So I've installed a servlet. Okay. So I have this. What is the mod? Oh, okay. This I can point to whatever I want, but it looks like they have like a built-in thing, so I don't necessarily have to. Uh, I don't have to provide my key. All right, but once I have this, so what do I configure? Okay. So profile. All right. Provider. I'm assuming this one is selected, right? Servlet. Okay. So documentation. I have it installed, so I'm not installing it again. So let's go back and try to figure it out. Okay, so profile is a named bundle of tools. You can create different profiles. Okay. Okay, config variable. Sorry, there's nothing to configure here. Permissions. If you're okay. All right, so now I have this servlet. So I'm assuming profiles is just grouping the things. And then tasks. All right, so how do I actually use this now? Chris is saying you can also install existing servlets from the main page, which takes you through a flow to set them up. Okay, I think I did. Did I go through the main page? I think I did, but let me just see that experience. Curious. Home, right? There you go. Yeah, so let's do fetch. Right? Yeah. I went through this, right? Install and then yeah. I went through this one. So let me just install this one as well and see how what will this one do? About to give the server access to all domains. Sure, let's do all. Why not? Oh, okay. And now it shows up here. Okay. Generate. What is this? Okay. Okay. So, oh yeah. Oh, so I forgot to. Yeah. So there's two ways. So this is the. Uh, what does the SSE stand for? Let me see. So there's two ways to like invoke MCP things. One is SSE and the other one is standard IO. So SSE, basically, you're just using HTTP, right, to go through it. All right, so I have it here. Oh, okay, okay. So this is now pointing to these servlets. Let me see. So Chris is saying if you click on the tasks button now, you should be able to use the servlets. Okay. So let's click tasks. Okay. Okay. So that's how it ties in. So I do, let's say QR code task. And then this one, wait, and this will use both of them or it will have both of them. So the tools from service and central list run may be called when your task runs. Okay. Ensure your prompt has enough details for the model to call tools, of course. Okay. Okay. So the profile is the thing, how you would then, group them together, right? But what is the all right? So let's see. Exam delete and add. A are helpful. Find the most and notion. Okay, but how do I? So QR. Let's see. QR code task. Okay, so let me. I'll just keep the. Let's just see what happens here. Instructions, settings, triggers. Okay, so there's a way to trigger sign task, and it was to trigger a task without sending along any authentication. And this means the okay, yeah, that's fine. But how do I do how do I like where is this? That's where it is. Okay. I was trying to figure out where the parameters coming from, right? So it was, if I say um, QR code contents, I'll just call it contents, just so it's contents, right? And then I'll just do learncloudnative.com. Is this still an invalid? Set the JSON to fill prompt. Okay, so let me see how it was. I think it was like that, right? Yeah, okay. So if I do contents, oh, this is empty because this gets sent in, right? Okay, so let's do that. And then we'll see. Oh, okay. Delete, and then we'll, you're a helpful, I'll say you are a helpful assistant. You will create a QR code with the content with these contents, right? I know this is very simple, but contents, right? There you go. So we'll delete this one, and all right, that's it. That's very simple. So we'll update. Okay, and now I can run it, and now I'm assuming it's gonna. Oh, I should have like put in the URL, right? Let's see, cloudnative.com, cloud run task. Okay. So this one will now run this. Oh, what am I missing something? Debug output. There you go. All right. So I'll create a QR code. Yep, perfect. Tool use. Yeah, so it figured out that it need to call QR code underscore QR code. Okay. Tool use, call tool request, and then it's calling with arguments. MCPX servlet. Okay, so now it called the servlet, right? Oh, but then it failed with what? Anthropic handlers module. Whoa. Okay, this image source. Oh, I'm missing some tool content image source. Looks like field required some pedantic error. Anthropic. Why is it using it? Oh, you guys are using Anthropic. Probably the mcp.run is using Anthropic behind the scenes. Okay, so let's try what is the fetch? Fetches the page, and then, oh, wait, did I actually, let's see what oh, it's data. There you go. That's why, right? So this needs to be data? No, 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 that doesn't matter. No. Let's see. Wow. No, that's for the actual like tool itself, not the task, right? Yeah, so it fails with the same thing. Image so okay, maybe because it's like returning an image or something. So let's try the fetch. You will fetch the yeah. Oh, okay, with Claude desktop context. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm always lucky to pick the thing that's not like either implemented yet or something. But all right, so you'll fetch a website from this URL, and it will do URL, right? And convert it to Markdown because that's what it does, right? So we'll do URL, and let's do what? Well, let's do this one. Why not? Okay, so let's see. Update, run. All right, so let's hide this one. All right, so this one is running now. Stuff is happening. It called the servlet. Okay. Done. All right, so it's green. So that means green means good. Oh, there you go. There's the markdown. Yep, there it is. All right, perfect. Okay, so this worked. So let's go. So I can test it from here. I can publish it. I'm assuming publishing it is. Oh, okay. Oh, I need to do something else. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't know what XTP is, so I'm not gonna touch that yet. But all right, let's go back to where we were and check that out. Was it this one? No. All right, so we did the tasks. There was another. Oh, this one. Okay, okay. So let's. So what is? Oh, okay. So now if I would use this. So Chris is saying publishing is how you would write your own servlet. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's basically me creating an equivalent of fetch or QR code or whatever. Okay. That makes sense. And I'm assuming this URL here, let's see. Um, Claude. Let's see if I can. Actually forgot how to integrate with Claude, but oh, actually, let's write some code. But I'm assuming, and oops, Chris can confirm. This is the actual, like, if I would call get list tools or whatever on this URL, I'm assuming I'll get back these two tools, right? Yeah, I know for he knows for sure that cursor has to. Yeah, I don't have cursor. I'm a copy paste person. I like copy pasting to to Claude. Uh, but yeah, but if I could go and like do, let's say, no, not spec. Well, wait, resources, right? User guide, that's the one. And if we'll, where's the client, right? Yeah, if I would do a client and then make a call to this, right? I'm assuming it would actually give me those tools, right? So let's actually try this, just so we like try to write some code in every stream. So let's do that. All right. So okay, we'll build something, create a Python project. Yep, let's do that. So we'll do UV init. Okay. UV VNV. Yep. Source VNV bin activate. We'll add. I don't think I'll use Anthropic. Oh, let's see. And then we'll remove and add something. There you go. Anthropic key, we'll get to that. Set up the basic class. So that's in the client, right? So we'll do this. Load the environment, session, methods will go here, and then connect to server. So this will go, and the server we'll be connecting to will be the one that the URL that we had there. So let's do this. Whoops. No. Yeah, there you go. All right. Process query. All right, and this is actually then calling the tool and whatnot. I'll skip that. I just want to see that this works. So we'll do a main entry point. Go. Okay. Client path to server script. What is a server script? I'm assuming it's going to be. Okay, so this will be the URL, right? Let's do it that way. So let's move this here. Let's go here. So if I get this URL and where was it now? I forgot where it was. Oh, it was here. Connect to server, right? And we'll remove this one. All right, so I'm assuming if I'll run this, it will do what? Let's see. So it will connect to, I don't have the chat loop, so it's not going to do that. So let's remove that one. So I'll connect to the server, and then it's just going to list, right? List tools is one of those. Where was it, right? List tools, right, is one of those things that is implemented on the mcp.run side, and it's going to give me, I'm assuming, the two tools that I have in my profile. I'm assuming. Yeah, because profile is that the default one. All right, so let's run this. So we'll do UV run client, right? Let's see. Oh, cleanup. What? Oh, okay. I didn't implement cleanup, right? So let's just, yeah, let's YOLO this. There you go. All right. Uh, server script must be a pi. What? Why? What? No. Yeah. So yeah. STD tries to run says STD connects to the remote server. So let's see. Wouldn't this one is using the you're right. This one is using the standard IO. It's not using the I wrongly assumed. Let me see. Where's the? Thought I had. Oh, it was here, right? Don't they have the implementation for server? I thought it was a. Well, we'll do it. Let's go back. Let's go here. Yeah, so it's not. Yeah. It's not a script. Yeah. We need to connect to like the. So it's not this one. It's SSE. I'm assuming it's that because I don't have. I never can get the. Let's see if it's gonna get. Oh, nice. Will it actually work? No, it's not gonna work. I thought it would work. Server. Is it server session? Server session maybe, and then let's see. So session equals server session. Do I have to pass in anything in there? Read. No, this is not. There's an implementation for this. We'll find it. We just need to. We haven't Googled enough. So let's do MCP server example. All right, so I'm going to use someone's GitHub here. Let's see, they probably have it implemented. Connect to, there you go. That's what we wanted, right? SSE client. All right, so it's this, right? Client.sse. Yep. Oops. We don't need this one. We don't need this one because we have it. And then connect to the server. I'll just copy. This looks like it's the actual code, the equivalent of that one. So we'll go to connect to, I'll just call it connect. Yeah, connect to server. It doesn't really matter. The code is more or less the same. I think it's just instead of pointing to like a script, you're just pointing to a URL, right? All right. So connect to server. It's going to do exactly the same thing, and then connect to SSE server. So I'm assuming this will work now. Let's see. Drum roll. Come on. Oh, almost there. Parsing server message. JSON RPC 1 validation error. JSON is invalid. Why is it invalid? Shouldn't be invalid, right? Why are we clean up process query? Yeah, that's the chat loop. Yep, that's exactly. Why would it say that that is the actual URL, right? Let me go. Where did I find that one? Here? Servlet? Yeah, this one, right? All right, so profile. So let's try again. I'm assuming that is the URL, right? What tools do you have in your profile? It might be loading something that has slightly invalid. I have these two servlets. I'm assuming those are the tools, right? Is it the QR code one? I can remove it. Let's remove that one. Let's see. I'm assuming the URL stays the same though. So let's do UV run. Oops, UV run. Let's see. Those should work. I think the error is coming from JSON RPC level, not the tools. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how it. Why would this? All right, let's do this. All right, so let's do this. I'm getting this error. Let's see if we'll be able to figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. Of course you can help me. Indicates there's an issue with JSON message parsing from the server. Let's modify your code to handle this better and add more robust error handling. Yay. All right. Let's see. Uh, it's going overboard a little bit, but all right. Let's see. Let's just YOLO this and copy paste and let's see what happens. All right. There you go. So it did receive something, right? Whoops. Let's do full screen this one. Okay. So connecting to mcp.run, that's good. So it was able to connect. Receive the headers. It was doing get on. It's okay. So that was good. It received one message and then it's saying fail to parse the message, right? So let's see. Can we print it out? No, this one. The code is not mapping to the JSON tool. Perhaps the code is not mapping the JSON tool calls to Pydantic correctly. I'm assuming that would be on your side, right? I'm assuming. I don't think I can do anything with that on my side, I think. But let's see. What? Where's oh, it's up there. No. So it's saying received. Oh, but if it's doing if it's trying to parse it on the server, then there's nothing I can do, right? So list tools. Yeah, it fails even before that, right? But hey, it is at least it's trying to we know what it was supposed to do, right? I was supposed to see the list of tools there. All right, so let's go back so we don't dwell on this one too much. Um, delete all the servlets and see if it runs. Okay, but then there's not gonna be anything, right? Oh, well, let's try it. Okay, so let's generate this again. Let's see, and then maybe I can try a different servlet. Maybe there you go. So let's copy. I don't know if it's going to generate a new URL. Yeah, I think it does. Okay, so let's do this. Cancel out here. Should return nothing now, right? Oh, no, same thing. Same thing. Yep. JSON is invalid. It's trying to parse it somewhere on your side, but yeah. But anyway, at least we know what we would be getting, right? Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not the. I don't have anything. Can I? Oh, let's do test profile. Let's create a new profile. Let's try with that. All right. Trying fresh. There we go. Let's try again. I don't have cursor installed. No. Actually, I do. I think I do. Wait, cursor. Let me see. No, I don't. I thought I had it. Oh, I can go to the URL directly. All right. I mean, there is stuff is. Let's change. Oh, okay. So it is doing the messages here. So if we add. So one thing that's a little bit confusing here is that the tasks are here, but there's no servlets I have to click on the homepage. But anyway, so let's do. What do we do? Which one? Any suggestions? Yeah, it streams the messages. Yeah. So I'm assuming if I would add something now, it would actually show me. Let's do fetch again, right? So let's install, and we'll pick the test profile, save it. Yep. Should be something here now, right? Ah, there you go. Something. List change, right? But it's not telling me what's there. Pokemon. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try Pokemon one. You're right. Let me see. This one, right? Pokemon. This one. So let's install Pokemon. And let's do the test profile. Okay, let's remove this fetch. All right. So do you want me? Let's try it again. If this will work, let's see. If not, then I'll go back to the docs and see what else is there. All right, let's run it. No, it's the same thing. That's fine. Well, at least we know what we should see this. Ah, okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, of course, it's waiting for me to actually send the list tool call, right? To actually get the yeah. Anyway, there's no isn't there like an MCP, like a debugger type of thing, right? There was like a debugger thing, as if I remember. Let me see, MCP debugger or visualizer or something, visual testing tool, right? Inspector, is that what they call it? Yeah, MCP inspector. It's directly. Okay, so let's see. Expecting servers from. Does that work? Oh, that should work, right? Let's try it. So let me see. Let's go back here. So let's cancel this one out. And so if I do inspector and but does it support? Let me see. We'll try it. So npx -- help, or maybe it's just gonna run it and I can pick the stuff there. We'll see. Oh, okay. What? I didn't pass in. Oh, something is running. So let's see. All right. Oh, Oh, perfect. Yeah, this should work, right? Famous last words. This should work, of course. Should. Let's do this. Connect. Ah, no. Want. What is the error? Let me just double check that I have the right URL. Go here. So generate, copy. I don't know why it's always taking so long for my like dev tools to show up. Okay, let me rerun it without -- help. I don't think that'll make any difference, but we can try it, right? Wait, what? Connect. Ah, there you go. Yay, we're connected. All right. Yeah, let's zoom in here. There you go. So we're connected to the mcp.run, and now we can do tools, right? List tools, and then I should see the Pokemon. There you go. Yeah, that's better, right? Should have used this. But yeah. All right. So now if I would go back here, and let's go here, and let's do Notion, just because. Let's install this one, and then we'll go back to. Oh, I'm assuming I can just go here and refresh, right? So clear list. Now we should see other stuff as well, right? There's a lot of Pokemon here. Do I have to recreate the? Wait, I didn't install it. I thought I did. Oh, I didn't install it. What the hell? Install. Oh, I didn't go through this. Token. I don't have a token. Let's do a different one. Let's do. API key. Let's do the QR code. Why not? Let's try it. I want to get the QR code to work. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, that's the API keys are. Oh, why did I install it in this one? Test profile, save. All right, so let's go back here, clear list. What? Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's the QR code. Yep. And then we'll do, let's see if this works. This is actually pretty good for testing. Oh, there you go. Now it worked. Yay, perfect. Right, so it works. Uh, we can list the abilities of Pokemons, but I have no clue about Pokemon, so I don't even know how to. Oh, let's do. Is this just a get? Limit 3, run. There you go. I got some Pokemon something results back from Pokemon thing API. All right, so this works perfect. So servlets are like collection of different tools, and then tasks. All right, so let's go back to tasks. Uh, oh, this is the one that I had, and then how do I? Wait, was it run? Oh, settings. There's the settings, right? Okay, and then triggers. Okay, so this is interesting. So you could basically schedule, right, a do like a cron job to run the task, and task all right, so the task thing, that the more that I'm looking at this, right, the tasks have instructions, they have tools through profiles, right, and they have a model. It almost sounds like the task here is what a lot of people say these days is an agent, right? It looks exactly like just looking at the building blocks, right? Like agents, there's agent instructions, right? Agent have tools, right? They have tools. They have a model that they use, right? It's there. I just don't see the like the loop. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah. So fair to say, it's an agent, right? In a way, depending how you define it, right? As I said, the only thing that kind of is missing, or I don't see it, is if you would have like a loop, right? But it kind of, with the triggers, you get a loop. Uh, uh, the only thing with a trigger is, how would this work? Because right now I would be triggering it. Oh, okay, okay. So it depends on the task. All right, you would trigger it with like this input here is always static, right, or hard coded. So if you write a complex enough task, you'll notice that it does loop. Oh, so it's going to do multiple things. Oh, okay. So if I would say and convert it to the markdown, then right, then take the markdown and summarize it. Trigger body. Okay, and summarize it into 3 bullet points, and publish those on. I'm making stuff up here, right, on Twitter, just so we can talk about it. But you're saying if I would have uh count, right, to let's say social account, whatever, I'm making stuff up here, right? Uh count, right? So if I would do something like this, you're saying this would actually loop, and it would like fetch the website, it will call the tool to convert it, right? Then it will make another call to summarize it, and then it would make another call to uh, like publish it somewhere, right? Assuming I have the tools available down there, right? So it's kind of it's a workflow, right? In a way, it figures out, right, what are the steps. All right. So Steve is saying yes. it will loop through all tool calls it needs and integrate new data into more tool calls as the model needs to in order to carry out. Yeah, no code, no arrows or boxes. Oh, okay, okay. So it is all right. So it is an agent. I apologize if the like I'm trivializing it here, or but yeah, I would call this an agent here in a way, right? Because it is gonna do like make a call and then do something else and make another call and do something else and uh yeah, interesting. The input could also be a webhook body. Oh, okay, so it could be triggered from somewhere else, right? Um, let's do trigger, and then this URL is just. Uh, oh, okay, and the URL here is just to actually run the task or the agent, right? Makes sense to trigger it, and then you can trigger it with this one. Yeah, awesome. And then publishing is, I'm assuming, if I wanted to create my own servlet and deploy my own, like code up my own servlet and then deploy it, and I'll be able to see it in the list there. All right, so let's look at I just see what interesting servlets are here. And servlets would be, just for my, basically tools in a way, right? Google Maps, MCP, problem analysis, Slack, research, Pokemon, Terraform registry, loops, test your API key, Blue Sky, all right, Neon, okay. Uh, yeah, tiny, isolated, secure MCP servers. And I know your background is in WASM, so I'm assuming there's some WASM involved here as well somewhere. Uh, Ah, like a Java servlet was to Java HTTP server. Yeah. Uh, nice, interesting. And there's like a collection of things already. It's WASM all the way down. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. Uh, nice. Let's see what else is here. Oh, Goose is the thing. Oh, okay, just a client. Integration to integrate. Oh, there's an SDK to. Oh, okay, SDK to basically talk with the like with your backend, I'm assuming, right? Chat, yeah. Tutorials, right? And development servlets. Okay, and this is how you actually go and create one of those. Nice. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm just reading. Looks like Steve, your DMs didn't fully come through for some reason. I don't know. Just seeing some of them now. Oh yeah, SSE URL, perfect. Nice. All right. Well, this was interesting. I like the idea. It's pretty nice. Uh, it's like a hosting for all your tools in a way. Uh, I love to try creating servlets, but then that's registration. Maybe I'll do that next time. But what is the XTP? Never seen XTP. Oh, okay. Never seen this one. Oh, okay. And you support? Oh, of course. Yeah. This. I see Zig, and the first thing that comes to my mind is Wasm right away. uh, all right. Interesting. Yeah. All right. This was pretty good. Thank you. Thank you guys for like uh, hanging in the chat and helping me out. But that was definitely useful. And yeah, if you're doing any MCP stuff, go and check out mcp.run. It's pretty nice. All right. Um, have a good weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next time whenever I decide to do another one of these. Bye, guys.